Brent and Coach Danielle, here to give you a formula for getting the driver's seat for success. E plus R equals O.
So how this formula breaks down is I want you to think of the outcome being 100%. And then we're going to break it down between our event and our response. Surprisingly, the event is only 10% of your total outcome, and your response holds a 90% value in that outcome. So our big focus today is to really express the importance of how we can respond better to any situation life gives us.
So an example for E plus R equals O. Say your event, right, is a strikeout. It's a negative event, you're not happy about it. But since only 10% of that value is that actual event, your response is crucial. And how many times has that response been negative, right? You throw your bat, you're frustrated, you drag your bat back to the dugout, you sit down on the bench, you're not talking to anybody, right? Your response is such a negative one, right? So your outcome going forward, your next at bat, your teammates around you, right? It's negative, it's gonna be negative. So our focus is how do we shift that, right? That strikeout, that is negative. We know we're frustrated, right? No one's happy about striking out, but how can our response be positive? What are some good examples? An example of E plus R equals O is you strike out, right? It stinks, you're not happy about it, but your response is crucial, right? You can pout about it, you can throw your bat, you can walk back to the dugout, sit on the bench, not talk to your teammates, not share the information from the pitcher, how he got you out. How can we change that? How can our response, instead of being negative, be positive? When we walk back to the dugout, the guy that's on deck or girl's on deck, hey, this is what she has, this is what he has. You get back to the dugout, you're like, listen, this guy has nothing on us, or here's some good examples of how he got me out, or we just don't throw the bat, right? Just being able to hold back, because we know that outcome's going to be bad, because it'll carry over to the next at bat, it'll carry over to the next game. But if we can squash it and understand that our response is so crucial, right, that we can allow and control that outcome to go forward. And another example would be,
so as a college coach, I see this all the time. In the classroom, if a girl has kind of a bad grade, say in math class, we can cry about it, we can just accept the fact that we're just not good at math, or we can take some necessary steps in our response to say, hey, let's get a tutor. Hey, maybe I need to do a few more reps in my homework, those problems. Get better at those so when you approach that test, you feel more confident, right? If we take the negative approach, that next test result is probably gonna be pretty poor. Now, if we get a tutor or if we do extra reps, that outcome is gonna be a lot more positive in that next test score. So it's very correlative as far as if you're on the field, if you're at home with your parents, if you're in the school, the classroom. So yeah, I'm encouraging you to use this formula everywhere you go.
now it's your turn. E plus R equals O. Let's build our own formula. What are some events in your life, positive or negative? We want to kind of focus on the negative right now to show how we can change or reframe this thing. Is how, right, that negative event, how is your response? Did you throw your bat? Did you get frustrated, right? Did you believe you weren't good enough? That, I'm just not really good in math. And how you can reframe, how can you change that and say, what would be a positive response to that thing? Write these things down. See how many times that your response is negative, but realizing how much control you have. You have absolute control that your response can be positive. This mindset of, I can get better, right? There's something to learn and improve on versus being the outcome is just what it is. And we want to teach our kids nonstop that you have complete control of your response. And in that process, you can improve across the board. You are not set in your ways. You can continue to improve yourself and use this formula to really bring in some perspective and say, man, I do have control over a lot more than I think of.
Yeah. So let's put value where it's deserved. You're in the driver's seat of success. But remember, your response is 90% of your successful outcome. Go get them this week.